Hey everybody, welcome once again to Low on Health Rambling. Today is November 18th, 2012, and Rose is here again, which you may have remembered from the last video, because we alternate weekends. I go over there weekend, she comes over here weekend. This kind of works out perfectly for my doing my 2-week ramblings, where I go over what I've been doing the last past 2 weeks or so. So you want to say hi?
Hi.
There you go. We've actually had a couple busy weekends here. Last weekend I went over to Orlando, and that was actually for Veterans Day, right? Because that was recently?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually went over there Friday, so stayed the night there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, which was really cool. And then on Sunday night, we were able to hang out with her friends Nikki and Marcus, and because they have Sundays off, and it's hard for us to hang out with them, or for me too, because of scheduling issues, but nonetheless. So we actually went to go see a movie, which is actually our first movie in the movie theater that we've seen together, because I'm a cheapskate, and I don't like going to the movie theaters in general, and Rose goes to a movie theater almost at least once a week.
Almost every week, yeah, just depending upon what's out and
What's
everything.
out.
But it's the first time me and you went to the movies after going
Yes.
out for 4 months. So.
4 months, yes.
But that's fine.
So the movie we went to go see was
Cloud Atlas.
Cloud Atlas, which is a trailer playing here, and hopefully everything works out. This was a movie that I was kind of interested in, because it basically is I'm a huge fan of time jumps, and this movie is really all about the freaking time jumps.
Different time period time jumps.
Yeah, I mean, and basically my movie review guy, Movie Bob, has started to do his review about this, and basically said, it's a great film, I don't want to spoil anything, so if you want to go see the movie, go see it. So I was like, okay, I want to go see it. So I spoke with Rose, we talked with her friends. It is like almost 3 hours long. It's a very, very long movie, but it is just well done movie altogether. Like, it's a good thinking movie. It's a lot of interesting, like, oh, this was like this and this was like that. It definitely warrants a second viewing, you would easily say.
Hell yeah. I've been thinking about it ever since, like, we saw it. I definitely want to see it again.
And one of the cool things that I really liked about it that I didn't think about, the costume design and makeup for this movie is phenomenal, because it's almost like a core cast of characters, like 6, maybe a dozen characters, and as they go through the different time jumps and whatnot, the different eras, like, the ethnicity of them changes. But the actors are still the actors, so they'll either be in whiteface or blackface, or they'll basically do a really good job of making you go, oh, wow, that was the same actor. And there's actually a lot of cross-gender acting, too, with Agent Smith, which was really cool. And it's kind of just...
freaking hilarious.
It was a really good film, and I recommend it to people. Either go see it in the theaters, because I actually did, or just see it when it comes out on Blu-ray and whatnot. But it was a very good movie. Like, if you're thinking about it, it is as a phenomenal movie as people were saying. And it was a good movie, right?
It was really good.
It was really good.
I thought it was fantastic.
Real quick, do you want to plug the other movie you saw recently in theaters?
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph? Wreck-It Ralph was really good. If you like video games, if you played video games in the 80s, if you still like video games, if you have any nostalgia feelings related to video games, go see Wreck-It Ralph. It was really good.
I unfortunately did not see it, because I don't like to go out to movies and whatnot, and she saw it with her friends on the weekdays and yada yada yada. But I will probably definitely see it when it comes out.
Yeah, you definitely want to.
The other movie that we saw recently, which we saw today, was the movie Ted, which of course is... How do you want to... How would you best explain this movie?
Well, the way that you explained it to me, like, magical thing happens, and, like, guy's teddy bear comes to life, except instead of the story ending when they're a kid, the teddy bear grows up with him, and he's still hanging out with him when he's an adult, when he's like 30-some years old.
So it's like a buddy comedy, almost kind of a romantic comedy too, because it does have a lot of like love overtones. But the main thing about this is that most of you probably know it's done by Seth MacFarlane, who does Family Guy.
You can tell.
And you can definitely tell that, and that's what's awesome about it. And it's really cool to see how he adapts his type of humor and like direction and everything to live action, in which case it does really well. Like, it's
yeah. There's like one particular scene that I don't want to spoil it, but it was freaking hilarious.
And I know I asked one on which one, but we won't spoil.
Yeah, no, we know which one.
But it translates very well. Like, he doesn't do a lot of cutaways, because it's hard to do cutaways in live action, but he does.
There were a couple.
Yeah.
And they didn't feel awkward or anything. It was just really funny. It was really entertaining to see his style of comedy translated into live action acting.
It was real good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was a very good movie.
Yeah, it was.
So other than that, I mean, we've also been watching, of course, on My Little Pony. South Park is over, and whatnot. And actually, speaking about My Little Pony, because we're now in the second episode of the new season, Rose finally finished my my pony version of me, the Jimmy Pony. In which case, if you've been on Facebook, you might have saw it. But a couple weeks ago, when I was over at her place, we were discussing what I would want for my Little Pony, because she does these, and she has for all of her friends and whatnot. We had a rough sketch when I came over. Like, we definitely wanted the video game controller, and we definitely were going to do the hair and everything. And we were just discussing the different color shirts. And I went with a Saints Row purple, because I love Saints Row, and I just like purple in general. So that was it, because, I always have the overshirt and the undershirt. And then we debated on the controller. I think the controller came out really good on that. So that's my Jimmy pony, which case you may or may not saw. Because you got into a drawing fix. Sometimes, you get inspired and, depending
I get
on...
drawing moods. Sometimes it's unfortunately very fickle. You wouldn't think so, but it is.
So she was doing that, and then also she was working on some of her commissions for her MegaCon booth, or just drawing in general.
No, not commissions, but plans.
Not commissions, but
plans to make prints.
Yes,
for
to sell at MegaCon.
Yeah.
In which case, the next two up are kind of not safe for work, but I'm going to blur them out.
Not at all safe for work.
But essentially what happened is this one right here, which I will blur out. But you can kind of see this is basically Rainbow Dash in her jousting outfit from the first episode of the new season.
Part of her jousting.
So she was looking for suggestions about what to draw, and Marcus and myself were actually in the chat channel when she was live streaming, and I'm like, of course I want something with boobies, because I like the boobies. And Marcus had mentioned that you were discussing like drawing them with their gladiator garb, like their jousting garb and whatnot. So she kind of took both of those ideas and put them together and basically did human personified Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, I was like, I can easily draw both of those things.
So she combined the two, and she's keeping it kind of racy because that is what's gonna sell at Artist Alley, and it's sexy. And this is still kind of a work in progress. This one here.
Yeah, it's not one color.
And she was doing, of course, Rainbow Dash because that's more or less your favorite pony.
Yeah, she's
hands
my
down.
favorite pony,
And then
design-wise.
And then, of course, I asked her to do Fluttershy because that's my favorite, and Fluttershy is also in that episode, once again blurred out, in her jousting garb. So, of course, she decided to do that too. So this is still a work in progress. But she likes to draw, and this is what she was drawing, and I was like, oh, yay, boobies and My Little Pony. And it's very, you take it, some people might be appalled by this. Most of us will think it's cool and whatnot, and I enjoy it. And I just wanted to share her art here as it's a work in progress. Other than that, what else did we do recently? That was like last week and this week, and then Cupcakes, yes.
We went to